But now let's talk housing, because we dabble around these edges all the time, don't we? We know the situation. The population is massively growing. The house building is not keeping up. Well, now there's plans to build 63,000 houses in and around Milton Keynes. You guessed it. Many people are outraged by that and don't want it to happen. Do you think this is where we need to get to, though, essentially building just massive new towns? And if so, where?
Absolutely. We're adding a city the size of Brighton and Hove to this country in population terms every single year. That's where I was formerly a councillor. Frankly, Michelle, we're not building enough homes. We need to be building 300,000 housing units a year. You fly over this country, the percentage actually of land, these great islands of ours that we're building on, is 6%. So the idea we don't have enough space to build these homes, we need to be building new towns, we need to be taking the NIMBYs on. But actually, the elephant in the room is this. If we start building more homes, more supply in the market, it's going to result in a real terms decrease in house prices. And I'm afraid for those that either own their homes or they're on the property ladder, they treat their homes like ATM cash machines, many of them, and they don't like the idea of house prices falling. Understandable, but we're not going to be able to house the population unless we get building.
Lots I want to say, but let me bring Kelvin in.
Well, I'm against new towns.
Why?
I am in favour, well, because what happens with new towns and with the developers, it's an absolute scandal, is that when you have a development, what have you got? You've got loads of people. So have we got loads of doctors? Are there new clinics? Are there new hospitals? Are there new schools? All these developers all promise this stuff, then the damn stuff is never built. And what you end up with is a group of houses, all with people having then to drive 20 miles to go to take part in facilities. So I am in favour of existing towns being expanded. And I do accept totally that the Green Belt is an idea that doesn't work in an exploding population. So you tell me why it is we can't have homes where actually all that's happening on that field is a horse. Right, grazing. I just cannot understand how this argument has been that we're robbing the world of our countryside. We're not robbing it. I accept Tom's argument completely that we're going to have to build on it, because otherwise, do you know what happens to rents? Do you want to have a rent? I mean, rents around my way. I'm in North Surrey. The rents there are literally, if you've got a terraced house, it's $2,000 or $1,900 a month. It is incredible. $2,500 for a semi, right? I mean, and this is a place 22 miles outside London. So you live in Clapham or somewhere like that, you are literally now paying £1,200, £1,400 for a room, right? And there'll be four rooms in the house. This cannot be solved unless we build more.
Yeah.
Go on.
Are you saying, Michelle, we shouldn't be building more? Is that why you wanted to take an issue?
No, I wasn't going to take an issue. What I was going to say is this whole notion that the population is expanding at a rate of knots, so therefore let's expand the houses at a rate of knots. I always just press pause and go, but hang on a second. Why isn't anyone actually saying that maybe what we should be doing is trying not to expand the population as quickly and all the rest of it as we currently are doing by ways of uncontrolled immigration? Yeah,
well, there's a debate about levels of net migration, but look at even the recent budget. I mean, the Office of Budget Responsibility, based on, obviously, the Tories' changes to the migration, the legal migration, are still saying that even if it falls from the 700,000 net migration figure that we've had in the past couple of years, it's going to be around 300,000. That's what I was saying about the size of a city of Brighton and Hove on the south coast. As Calvin's indicating, we've got to get building. And, you know, we've got young people who are now spending something like 60, sometimes 70% of their disposable income on rent. That's not sustainable. And actually, I think part of dealing with the NIMBY issue is that if we do develop the new towns, it's going to be easier to get the planning permission. But you're right, Calvin, you need the GP surgeries, the primary schools.
You need all of the infrastructure, yeah, and good luck finding all that, by the way. And you speak about rents and places like that. Well, tomorrow, what I want to explore in a bit more detail is the so-called emergency, the migration emergency that the government have finally decided to wake up and realise that we found ourselves in. And you talk about rents and stuff like that. You've got companies like people like Serco. Have you seen what they're doing at the moment? Good luck even trying to find rental houses, everybody. But